was a Baby Shark.
Baby Shark, Baby Shark.
Yeah, so basically I was taping a box sideways, and I was cutting the tape, and when I put too much pressure on it, the jagged edge, serrated edge, just went straight into my thumb, and
as you do,
punctured it. And
That's
all
why there's
jagged.
a guard for the dragon.
Well, funny enough, mine doesn't have a guard because I took it off the day before.
That sounds like
Now you understand why it was there.
Yeah, I'm not putting it back though. I mean, I've learned my lesson. Don't put my hand in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But the funny thing was, attached to my building is the donor clinic where they receive blood and all that stuff. There's registered nurses down there. So I walked down there and I was like, hey, I may or may not need stitches in my thumb. Can you consult me and let me know? And 4 nurses jumped on it, and I just got a professionally treated thumb in 5 minutes. It was great.
Next time you have any problems, just go in there.
Yeah.
Hey, my leg kind of hurts. You guys know what?
Well, I'm sure they get really bored all day just drawing blood for patients. That having someone come in with a cut to their thumb is a lot more interesting. I guess.
Or they're trying to drink the blood, but
Yeah, vampires.
I mean, they put me in one of their chairs while they were treating my thumb, and I was like, while I'm here, you guys can just draw some blood while you're at it. I mean, no big deal.
they say to that.
2 birds with 1 stone.
They didn't last time.
No, they're like, we can't take any more blood from you right now because we just did a freeze on you 2 weeks ago. I was like, that's fair.
See what it is.
That took way too long to register.
What? I missed it.
I think the word kind of melted into.
Just for,
Yeah.
that was probably for the best, and also interesting that's the one that just everybody accepted as normal.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Let it wash over you.
they're ugly and they smell bad.
But right before I hopped in here, I changed the bandages, and man, there's a nice little chunk of skin missing from my thumb. It's gonna leave a little nasty scar. Pretty awesome. Yeah,
That is awesome.
I have pictures if you want to see pictures, and I'll send to you personally because I don't want to post them in Discord.
Ooh, I have pictures about the gin thing if everybody needs them.
No.
Oh, I do.
Sure.
Can you send them? Can I trade you pictures?
Private channel.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Let's get
specifically
the
private
gym
channels.
picture.
So far, we've yet to had the need to make an NSFW chat.
I'll show
that's
you
why
my
I said I'm
jacket
not gonna post
thumb, my jacket thumb lantern in exchange for your Gen 6 mix.
That's why I said I wouldn't do it over our Discord, but I'll send them privately if you guys want to see pictures of it. If that's something you're fascinated in, it's
Oh, yeah.
cuts and stuff.
No, I definitely get some weakness.
And that's why I wouldn't post them, because I don't know who likes what.
Send me the pictures.
Oh, okay, sure. The first picture doesn't look that good. It was from this morning, and I soaked it in News World, so this morning it wasn't that bad. The picture I just took a minute ago was a side view of my thumb and the chunk of the side.
Brings me back to the time I used to wait tables in a jar of margarita broke and you had to catch it. It just kind of slid across my finger and just left me hanging open. It was so gross. It got a millimeter away from the bone.
Speaking of glass, so I was moving something in my closet. Sorry, and it had this big glass
I think your closet is a sex dungeon. What if it was all that coughing?
In
I was trying to figure out how to say closet actually.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I was picking up a original Xbox, off the top of an Xbox One, because the thing is the Monster Hunter Rise demo for PC came out recently, so I wanted to try it out, and I have only been playing on controller because I have it on Switch, so I just wanted to see how it was, as you do. And so I needed to get to my Xbox controller. So I picked up the Xbox, I was moving it, and there's a light in the overhead, and it had, spoiler alert, this big glass cover for the light bulb. And I tapped it with the Xbox, and I just hear the entire like outlet just shattered and fell all over me.
Oh.
Wow.
So, side comment. I tried to send Dax a picture of my thumb from the side view, so you can see like the like indent in my thumb.
Yeah, it looks minor and well treated.
Well, that's the first one. Well, the second picture I tried to send, Discord told me I can't send explicit pictures to this recipient. So I guess I thought it was a dig.
But
Yeah,
I
I
totally
remember that
accept
happened with
those.
Yeah, remember though I tried to send
Yeah, you're
basic
shoddy.
pictures of my magazines for my AR, and it just wouldn't let me send it to them because they thought it was like a dick pic or something like that.
I'm so
You're just
glad
like-
you clarified because I thought you were sending basics.
Oh, like the time you sent me one. Yep, just like that one.
Yeah, you know, like when I was saying, well, the thing is, like, Basics and I were comparing, you know, like like the rest of you guys, right?
I told you guys, gotta be really careful with assuming what other people do.
Hey, Basics, you want to talk about something?
I mean, Basics told me it was a normal thing to do. I mean, I don't know. Does he not do that to you guys too?
So there we were sword fighting, you know, like everybody does.
Yeah.
Basics, you okay, bud? You got something you want to talk about?
Should be on the doll. Marty's touched you.
Listen, I literally just said that Basics baited me, and you guys are just like saying, Basics, are you okay?
Physics is innocent and virginal.
It is virginal.
That's what you guys think.
That's a
Word is that?
It's like verticality.
It's like
Verticality. Oh, I love that. I totally missed that. Oh my god.
It
So,
sounds made up, but it's not.
I don't know if any of you guys saw, but I
Did you?
Did you log
Well,
in?
Wait, hey, hold up. Where were you Wednesday?
I was here, but
I distinctly remember someone saying I was going to be here Wednesday.
yeah, like I was around at like 1 p.m. doing some dungeons, and that's when I sent that message to you. So
Yeah.
then my girlfriend made a surprise trip for work.
Oh, dick pics, got it.
Yeah. What's this about him being innocent? Yeah. Okay.
Surprise visit, yeah.
Well, she told me she wasn't coming over, so I was like, perfect. I'm a game with the boys.
You made
And
me-
girls.
But Sunday, I should be here. For
That's sad. I won't be here
Right.
Sunday.
on Sunday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you want.
I'll run some dungeons with you on Monday, and you'll say if you want.
I'm only like 215, which is really low, so you're gonna have to carry me a bit.
I mean, I can't carry myself, so.
I tried one dungeon, and I still got it, so yeah.
But I have some family in town, so I won't be able to make it parade this Sunday. Sadly.
Can't just tell your what was it?
It's my step grandfather. I mean, like, he technically came in this evening, and I already like just not seeing him tonight. And
Oh, I
I'm pretty sure he's gonna bitch at me all weekend if I don't at least spend some time with him. He's the type of person who like will bitch at me for any reason whatsoever, which is like more of the reason I don't want to be around him. But I haven't seen him in like 6 years, so I feel like I'm obligated to see him this weekend.
We play it.
Maybe a passing glance.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a feisty scene. That's what we're
Nice, let's do it.
I've got us on campaign splash page here. Who wants to run us through the last session?
I can do it.
Okay, go.
Alright,
Question.
so last session we went to this tent, and this tent was a magical portal to a basement, and that basement had this merfolk with his name I don't remember, and we fought her.
Wasn't that the session before?
But
That was the session before.
pretty sure that was the same session.
That was splendid, too.
That's Splendid too.
It was split in two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we beat the crap out of her. She lost.
Yeah,
that
we beat the crap out of her when she lost, and then Zaz came back. because
There
of
were
a
some
prayer.
things in between the middle of that.
Well, we were getting our shit beat out of us.
I'm
and Leo
Skip
prayed to Valkyr,
line.
and Valkyr blessed us with Zaz.
Okay, stop.
Can we slightly also pause that Marius isn't on the screen, but Zaz is?
I also have Petrol there still.
True. Who? I was just going to ignore that one.
Who?
Petrichor?
We beat the big bad fish lady and took her prisoner, and after questioning her for some time, we let her go and negotiated the possibility or the potential of friendship. We seemed to be like a standstill for that, and we still let her free in parting grounds on friendly terms. And then we went to investigate the rest of the island, and we found a bunch of more of these guys operating machinery and this gigantic magic circle around this huge pit in the island, which we examined. Went very far down and had some big creepy eyes.
Yep. And then we killed those people, right? Stopped their camp, and then we end up jumping down the hole because we want to use the skull power to see what's in it. And the skull power, that's color friendly.
Not skull power.
We did not tip down the hole. We
Not
went
skull,
back to the ship,
okay.
and the island sort of
Oh shit,
rise
that's
up
right.
anyways.
I completely forgot what happened.
And after the island started to rise up,
I merged two sessions together, my bad.
then skull power dragged us to the underneath the island, and we ended up at the bottom of the hole regardless from what we entered from down because it was flying in the air.
So we didn't use that artifact that we have?
The Noctilon? It was
Yeah.
not. It's
we
not
we did use that.
Yes, but it's not the skull artifact, which is.
No, I
the
know.
thing
I
that's
didn't
on.
mean to say that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
No, I know, but I'm like, those are different.
I know. I realized that. Like,
It takes a
30
village,
Yeah,
guys.
I get it. Sorry, I didn't mean to too
And
much.
this was alluded to.
Oh yeah, and
big
that's
green
back.
eyes that was in the hole, and then we ended up killing that thing.
Zaz is questionably back.
Yeah,
And we
Marius almost
almost-
dies, and that's when
yeah.
Zaz appears. Cat, please.
And is this when Marius goes back to Pendilor alone and we get Zaz back?
Maybe.
Well, we
Let's
never
find
know.
out right now.
Wait, is Zaz back, or was he back as part of a prayer temporarily?
Let's
just
find
an
out right
avatar?
now.
We're going to figure out this time on D&D.
Let's find out right
Was he
now.
dismissed?
Thank you. Thank you for getting my reference.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good recap. I always love Fubarius's like the annotated version of the Bible. Okay, so like Garden of Eden, right? Then like Cain fought Abel or something, and then everybody's
Noah
dead or
happens.
out, and then like a pale
Bunch of
rider
shit
on
we
a
don't care
horse or
about,
something,
and then Jesus
and
popped
then there was
up.
like I think an angel or a
Oh,
demon.
you
I don't really
skipped
remember.
all of Jesus. You
Yeah,
skipped
and
all of Jesus.
yeah, and then there's like man, and then like a flaming sword, and then end of days. I think that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, and then Jesus popped up somewhere in there too.
He was pretty cool, dude.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
honestly, I don't know how, but I somehow merged the last two sessions into one. I completely don't know how that happened.
Yeah, and I kept trying to tell you that, bud, and you were like, no, it's right. I'm like, no, it's not.
I think it's because we did like a lot of side questing for a while that once we actually hit like main story beats again, it seems like kind of all one contiguous thing, which I like for
It was all good.
continuity's sake, but it is sometimes hard to remember exactly what night things happened on. So the story ended with Kel activating the Amar Dalan, seemingly successful, although at the last minute they did open their eyes to peek on the party with a catastrophically low int roll. And we left with everybody's world sort of flashing white and a sense of loss of consciousness. Whilst in that void, this whiteless space outside of time and understanding, all of you will level up.
Ooh.
Da-da-da-da.
Sweet.
Do
Let's
I
see if I
deserve
do it right
to
this
get
time.
more powerful?
Thought we could do it together because there were some questions last time, so
What is the experience level we need to go to?
That I have to open my notes for. Which I suppose I should have
37,000.
prepped. You're just
I'm gonna-
guessing.
I'm gonna say
I'm guessing.
32,000.
Well, let's see if I'm right.
34, I think. Yeah, 34.
Ooh, I was
Oh,
close.
it's close.
So I have to type
Basis,
Just type
prices right
34,000?
rolls. Basics will
Yep.
get it though.
three
And then just
four
follow the
0
X
0
the,
0. Enter.
guidelines. It should walk you through it. But if anybody has problems, let me know.
Character
So
level
we-
up.
My hit points just passively went up just now. That's kind of interesting. I like that.
I'm sorry, I missed it because now I was thinking about prices right. You said 34,000?
Yes.
Sorry.
Level 7 plus 1.
Closest without going over.
I don't want that. Can I? That was a terrible roll.
So do we have
Ooh,
to roll, or
sorry.
can we just take the average?
You can just take the average.
Okay, yeah, that's what I always do.
Because
Oh,
you
is
don't
this
want to
where
end
you
up with max, right?
Is this where you
Exactly.
can take an
What is
ability
my
point
roll?
for-
How do I-
for a feat?
How do I know what my roll is?
It shows
I
up in the
understand
chat.
question.
You just hit the
Well,
button.
no, I guess I want to. Before I roll, I want to know what my roll is. Is it a D12 for a paladin?
Yeah, your paladin is 10 actually.
Okay.
Barbarian is 12.
Oh,
So
can't-
it's saying the average for a paladin is a 6, though.
Yep.
That seems above a D10 though.
No.
Or halfway.
Think about it like you can't roll a 0, so you're rolling between 1 and
Oh,
10.
good point. Good point.
What sucks
Yellow, I'm
is
gonna roll it.
last time I rolled
Worth
for
it.
HP, I also rolled a 1.
that was fire.
Dex, go ahead and re-roll the ones. That's my house roll on HP. I think we've encountered it once before for maybe Jezza. Like if the net result after modifiers is a oh my god. All right, well,
No, it's
man,
destined.
I guess
Hey,
this was
hey, don't
just
wor- no,
not a
wait.
good level for you.
He has the lucky dice thing. He has the lucky stone. He gets to do it again, or he's lucky.
Do
No,
most of the- do
Even
most-
with lucky, if I roll again, I have to accept it. That's
Then
the
accept it,
rule.
because the first one was house roll. The second one's your lucky.
Oh man.
God,
I
fuck
mean,
that bullshit.
roll again. My rule is it cannot be a 1. So
Nice.
that's better.
All right. Thank you.
Because damage ramps up, and if you only get like 1 hit point plus 1 con, that's only 2 hit points for the level. That's barely going to outscale damage.
I mean, I ate the 1 last time. I was like, fuck. I'm like, oh well, whatever. But shit. Thank you.
Mhm.
Next time I'm just gonna take average because I'm not doing that again.
It's risk reward. I mean, ideally, like if you rolled 10 times, you'd end up presumably within that average, but
Oh, my key increased 8. Nice.
more keys, please.
Hello, kitty. How are you? I also got a
So-
cat.
Try,
Okay,
how
nice.
exactly do we choose feats? Is that something like we can, like I'm seeing this?
Do whatever we want, right?
When you get to the attribute or ability score section, there should be a checkbox to either take the ability score bump or select a feat.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
some feats give you an ability score anyway.
Yeah, it's choose one or the other, right?
Correct. It's one or the other.
Okay.
You can either take the +2 to 1 ability score, +1 to 2 ability scores, or neither of those and instead select a feat.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Wait, when you do the ability score, does it give you a? Does it give you 2 ability scores?
You can get a +2 to a single ability score, 2 +1s to 2 different ability scores, or a feat.
Okay.
So like int by 2, or dex by 1 and con by 1, or a feat. Obviously, your specific ability scores will change, but
Does the feat come at level 8? Period. Or
no, you'd be trading at any point in the game. You're only ever going to get a feat in lieu of those ability score bumps.
Okay. I guess I'm just wondering if I go to paladin level 2, am I still gonna get a feat this whole overall level or not?
Yeah, because that's well, if you don't take the ability scores, then yes, you can trade it a feat because that's based on character level.
Okay, cool. That's what I was asking.
Mhm.
Character level versus class level. That's what I was
Mhm.
curious about.
Alright, where was that shadow touched one? You gain an ability point in either wisdom,
Yeah, that's
charisma, or
pretty good for you.
intelligence.
Lav.
You learn invisibility and 1 level 1 spell of your choice. And it must be from illusion or necromancy magic. You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Excuse me? Oh, once you've cast these spells in this way, you cannot use that spell again until a long rest. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat. What's that supposed to mean, Trey?
Say that to me one more time.
The last bit. All right, so you can cast these spells using spell slots that you have at the appropriate level. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat.
So I'm guessing that when you select the feat, it's asking you to pick an ability score that you'll be increasing by 1. True or false? And if true, then it will be the DC will be increased by that ability score. So I'm assuming if it was you as a sorcerer, you're probably taking charisma bump,
Yeah.
which would make the spell DC the same as your normal spellcasting DC because it's based off of charisma plus proficiency plus 8.
Yeah. But it's also telling me to choose meta magic, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that I shouldn't be choosing more of those. Oh wait, I might. Hold on. Hold up.
Stop. Hold up. Wait a minute.
All right. I need to go look up.
Yeah.
I do
Try.
want. Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
sorry.
on one
Go
second.
ahead.
I want to make one point of clarification for anybody who may actually be watching the stream that's not us. The rule that I just clarified with Fubarius is sort of like my house rule. It only applies here because there's not like a fighter in the mix. Strictly speaking, 5e rules is written. You will only get ability scores or the feat option on class levels because there are some classes that get them faster. Like if you look at the fighters progression, they'll get ability scores or feat bumps every 3 levels instead of 4. So the 5e rules were rewritten, which in my mind makes non-fighter multiclassing way more complicated than it needs to be. So in any circumstance where there's a non-fighter multiclass, I just let it be overall character level instead of class level, because that just keeps everybody on the same page. If it's level 8 or level 12, it's time for an ability score bump. But just in case it comes up in another game or something, it is RAW class level, not character level. Somebody else had a question.
Yeah, so real quick, Polearm Master. If you like, I'm just like, it sounds like, I guess just in your mind, like it doesn't do anything.
Well, I'm sure it does something.
Well, I mean, so when you take the attack action and you attack with only a glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon. This attack uses the same attack ability modifier as the primary attack. The weapon's damage die for this attack is a D4, and the attack deals bludgeoning damage. I guess the idea being is like when we like RP lore an attack up, like saying like what we do, like this doesn't have any effect on like how the way I've been
for
playing.
The first half for you is redundant because you're already going to be using, like,
Flurry of
whenever you
blows?
make a bow staff, you'll already be using your bonus action either for an unarmed attack or you'll be spending a key point for flurry. So for you, this isn't super valuable because you already have good uses for your bonus action. The second part might be useful to you, just to get a reaction, in a given round where you can't already like force a provoke. Where this lets, like, since the staff has the extended range, the first time somebody closes from anywhere outside of 10 yard or 10 feet to within 5 feet, you get that free attack of opportunity, which could potentially be useful. I don't know if it's worth a whole feat just to get half of its value, but that's for you to decide.
Alright, my spells are bugging out. And I've got 2 problems. So this feat's supposed to allow me to take a level 1 that's either necromancy or illusionary magic, but it's only allowing me to increase 1 spell because I get 1 spell with level 8.
I'm going to open your character sheet and take a peek.
I don't understand how adding spells has worked here because I've just been like copy pasting them all willy nilly. So one day I'm going to look at my spell list and it'll be like, you only have 8 spells and you're supposed to have 30. And that's going to be a great day.
You want to hear something funny?
Always.
Leo's about to get some spells.
Yes.
Oh dear.
That's pretty funny.
What is Chaos Bolt?
I can't decide if I want to get a second damage spell or should I get a healing spell. Probably a healing spell, right?
Probably. That translates to being tougher, which is kind of my Zaz theory. That he's got 20 constitution.
True.
And then we've got freaking 5 DPS. We'll be fine.
True.
6 when you realize that Zaz is actually DPS.
So you're.
I mean, after last fight, yeah.
Alexis, you're taking. Wow, I'm sorry. At level 8, you're getting another 4th level spell, and
Correct.
I see that on the sheet here. You have 1 spell to spend. Like you have.
Right.
And then what feat are you taking? Because I don't see
Shadow touched.
I'm gonna move you around for just a second.
So I guess I'm not getting a feat today.
That's evocation. Oh,
At least it's not letting me choose a feat.
Here's
You
what
might
I
not be
think
getting one. Sorry.
do. Once, like, go ahead and just pick your spell for 4th level, or I guess, yeah, go ahead and pick. I don't know why words are so hard today. Pick your 4th level spell slot and move on with the character thing. I believe I can add a spell to your spellbook after.
Okay.
And if not, this might be one of those moments where there is just some shortcomings in the system.
Well, if I might have invisibility, I don't need greater invisibility, so that's exciting.
Try, you would say a quarterstaff deals blunt damage, right?
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning, yeah.
Yep. I would say that.
I'm trying to think of a good 4th level spell to take, but I can't really think of anything.
This, like 20 minutes we've been working on, has really scared the crap out of me for if I run a campaign. Because I'm like, I would like to run it with a module that might not be in Roll20, and it sounds like Roll20 is going to shut down.
It just means that, like, if the add-on doesn't exist in Roll20, it just means that you have to manually enter the spell. And for the most part, you guys have found that there's not a ton of like in-game automation for the spells anyway. Damaging spells are especially easy to house rule because I just tick a box on the character sheet that I'm using a spell at that level, and then use a macro like the multi-dice roller to just roll the damage for the spell anyway.
Mhm.
That's how most of these are working. And if it's not a combat spell, I think that's even easier because then I just, you can make spell cards as handouts and just have the player be responsible for making their own handouts and just link you that spell's text whenever he wants to use it.
That all makes sense. I might sit down with you at some point and be like, all right, I need you to teach me some GMing basics here.
Sure.
It's been a little while.
I also remember you asking me a long time ago about battle map stuff, and I've been putting together some thoughts on that. You said it wasn't a rush, and so I never made time for it, but I'm still thinking about it.
Nice.
Try. Did I misunderstand you? Did you say I am or am not getting a feat this level?
You are.
Okay.
I was just saying that, like, if you ever play in another game with another DM or something, I didn't want you to ever like feel foolish or like you misunderstood something. What we're doing is technically not how the rules work.
Okay.
I just think that this streamlines everybody's like communal understanding of how it works because it only really will ever apply differently to a fighter. So if you were a fighter, we'd have a different conversation. And if at any point in time you multi-class into a fighter, we'll have a different conversation. But for right now, since everybody in every class except fighter is getting an ability bump or the feat option every 4 levels, that's fine. Like I go with class level. Otherwise,
okay, so
in
the
some
thing is,
small
I'm
ways,
not
you're getting a little penalized.
getting the option to choose a feat this level.
Is it because he multi-classed?
And I
Yes.
think it's because I'm multi-classed.
Yeah. Let me pull up
Multiclassing
the
always breaks things, but it's so good.
If I'm being completely honest, all I want is the ability to wear heavy armor. That was the feat I was going to take.
Done. Just put it on, and then I will figure it out.
Okay, I'll just apply a character.
You can apply changes, and
Yep, apply changes, and I'll let you figure it out. Because that's just the feat I want. Because we bought that fancy, nice chainmail for me, and I can't even wear it.
I remember that.
You had 3 wishes and you wished for a shirt instead of a Janari factory.
Sorry.
But I got my 4th wish, and now I have a Genasi offspring.
That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, I have spells now. Where did the spells show up?
Under
Oh,
your
they're-
character sheet,
I
beneath
see
your
it
name,
now.
you've got a spell slot. Yep.
Nice.
Dax, do you mind if I answer your question here?
Yeah, you can. There was just a lot of people talking, so
Yeah,
I
it's hard to get
typed
in. I
it.
know. The modifier to an ability score will only increase every even number. So going from 14 to 15 wisdom actually doesn't increase the modifier at all. Both 14 and 15 have a modifier of 2. So your AC will only go up by 1 when you change your dexterity from 17 to 18. That modifier went up 1.
Okay, that makes sense. But I also, I thought I already had a +2 in my wisdom, and I just don't remember.
You did probably a 14, and so when you added 1, it changed it to a 15. But the modifier for 15 is still
Okay.
it only goes to
I
+3
understand
at
now.
16. Yeah, okay.
I thought you meant like the modifier like being an even number affecting the AC, but I see it. Okay, having the 15 there, it still leaves the modifier at 2 instead of
Right.
changing it to 3.
So it's still 2 plus 4 for an AC of 16.
Oh,
At level 12,
okay.
for example, if you put another point in wisdom, that would be a 16, making the wisdom bonus +3, and then your AC would jump up to 17, assuming nothing else changed.
So the same thing would apply if I'd put both points in Dex. It would have been like, hey,
Correct. Yeah, you would have been a
19,
19,
but
which is
still only
awesome, but still.
+4.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
I have one final question here, Try.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 2. 1, an ability score can't go above 20 naturally, correct?
Correct.
Okay, second thing. Squat nimbleness. You are uncommonly nimble among your race. You gain the following benefits: score strength or dex up by 1, 5 walking speed, proficiency at acrobatics or athletics. You have advantage on any strength, blah blah blah, escape from being grappled, but it's telling me to choose a fighting style in the level up thing, and I'm not sure where that's coming from.
The fighting style is probably from your monk class feature. It may not let you select a feat until you finish with like the monk core stuff.
Well, yeah, it's a part. It looks like it's a part of the feat though, which is weird because it doesn't mention that in the
Squat
breakdown of it.
nimbleness, to my knowledge, has nothing to do with fighting styles.
Oh, maybe. Well, okay, hold on. Is it appearing on everything I do? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it might be a monk thing. Yeah. Also, what was fighting initiate? Where did that go?
Dex, we had talked about that at the beginning of the campaign, and I think you guys liked the more visceral, real feel of not necessarily getting the long rest just by dinging like you would in a video game.
That's fine. I'm fine with it happening
This
in the
time
story.
specifically,
Fine.
we'll also be picking up after a protracted period of unconsciousness, which I'm going to count as a long rest. So if you want to if you're looking to reset key points and health, you can go ahead and do that now.
Good old hyperbolic
Yes.
time void.
Thank you. I can reset my claw tattoo. I can reset my emerald belt.
Yep, all the things that deplete over the course of an adventuring day.
Key points did that automatically with the level up, so that works fine. Man, I really wanted a 17 armor class. I was really excited. I didn't realize that's how it worked.
So I'm gonna be real quick question. So have you ever dealt with the spell Wall of Fire? Right.
Yeah, it's been in campaigns before.
Okay. So it says as soon as I make the wall appear, it makes everything that's within its area, it deals damage, and then it says on a side of a wall, select a certain damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet or inside the wall. Can that happen at one end of turn? Never mind. Never mind. Answer my own question.
The spell explains the spell.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, this is an elf prerequisite. Okay.
D&D life hacks.
Yeah, like half the feats they have listed are like, well, you have to be this very specific race you've probably never heard of. But it's super cool. Gosh dang it.
You know, that's how I became a healer.
Lav, in 3rd edition, you could take, like, there were just meta magic feats that weren't specific to sorcerer. Any caster could take them. I had a level 26 wizard who took, like, triple extend on Wall of Fire. Well, he used it exclusively with Wall of Fire because he liked to make, like, great walls of fire was his joke. We were fighting a Death Titan, which is like
Love it.
hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. And he made the argument that he's only going to make a square with sides 50 foot each around this Titan, but that still leaves him with 1,200 feet of firewall. So he wanted to wrap it around him like a ribbon from the top to the bottom, with every 50 feet of height counting as a separate instance of 10d6 damage.
It would, actually.
I allowed it.
Oh, great. All right, Wall of Fire it is. Thank you.
That's pretty great.
Because I can twin it.
It's
I
like
know I can't.
triple feet investment and all that stuff, sure. The best Wall of Fire ribbon ever.
Leo actually has a pretty good AC now, which is nice.
Sorry, I have to.
Oh, are you seeing, if you have the equipped armor, are you seeing anything negative on your sheet?
It said something earlier. It gave me a warning about if you're using custom AC unequipped armor. I just ignored it.
Yeah, it looks fine. We're not using like actual weight capacities, so I think we're probably okay there.
Yeah, it's giving me this warning right here. I'll post it in
I see it. Yeah,
D20. Oh, okay,
custom AC is not being used. I think that's just warning you that it's not using your barbarian calculation,
that's fair.
which for you is worse.
It honestly is.
Yeah, there is a. Let me just see if I can actually just put it on your sheet, just in case we ever get to. There, I was able to add heavy armor proficiency to your character sheet.
Nice.
So
I
just
see
in
that.
case anything ever shows up where it's like gonna give you disadvantage on a stealth check or something because you're technically wearing armor you're not proficient in. I think we'd be able to catch that and like house rule it on the spot, but that should eliminate that problem.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it there. But it's there now. I have the invisibility spell on my bar. But I didn't get the choice to do one first level spell of your choice. But I now have to. I know. I'm taking forever, but I need to go look up level 1 spells of those schools.
So we've got like full. I have no restrictions on your guys' character sheets. I wanted it to be like as freely accessible as possible. Once you've decided on the spell, and this is strictly honor system, I believe you can, with the compendium open, you find the spell in the compendium. You should be able to drag that spell from the compendium into your spell sheet, and that should manually add it.
That's way better than me. I've literally been copy and pasting out of a bootleg player's handbook I downloaded.
Okay, D&D 5e.
Then I have to go through and check all of the things that the copy pasted wrong. Where like, no, that's not a number 1, that's an L.
Is that any spell? Can I use any spell from those schools? Is that what that's
What
saying?
sheet was it?
Shadow touched. It's the one that's in. And one level spell, first level spell of your choice. It must be from illusion or necromancer. It doesn't say what it has to be from sorcerer. Interesting. Great. Oh, that's just going to make this even harder, isn't it?
What class?
Try.
Mm-hmm.
The dueling fighting style does not apply to using a two-handed weapon, correct?
It does not, correct.
Yeah, it's like a fencer, right? You have one
Exactly.
weapon and one hand open. Okay.
One hand open. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Then we want. It's never. Well, no, that's not true. That could still happen. Sorry, I'm having to look up all these fighting styles that it's offering to me because I don't know half of them.
I mean, you probably should only know one of them.
At the moment, it's just going to be inflict wounds, but I'm still looking.
Do I just know what I'm about? I'm just gonna keep doing that. Yeah. At this point, Jessup might as well be a fucking barbarian, but whatever.
Saventis, can I speak with you in the Do Not Disturb channel for just 10 seconds?
Yes. Did I do something wrong?
No, you're great.
Cool.
Is there a way I can search for a spell in a specific school and level and just sort it? Level 1. I hate this. Spells. Great. That did not help you in the slightest. Oh, 1. See spells. 5E. Oh, 1. What did it say? Illusionary?
Yes, illusion or
Illusion.
necro.
Okay, thank you.
Your turn.
Illusion spells. All spells. First level. Alright, here we go. That's good enough. What the fuck is this? Color spray?
Thumb.
What the fuck? A dazzling array of flashing colored lights spring from your hand. Roll
Kind of a
6d10.
cool spell.
Huh?
So I think it's kind of a cool spell.
Roll 6d10. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. Creatures in a 15-foot cone originating from you are affected in ascending order of their current hit points. Starting with the creature that has the lowest hit points, each creature affected by the spell is blinded until the end of your next turn. Subtract each creature's hit points from the total before moving on to the next creature with the next lowest hit points. A creature's hit points must equal to or less than the remaining total of the creature affected. What?
It's a functional like blind CC and an AoE cone. It just lets you affect a specific number of hit points worth of creatures. So instead of just saying like 3 creatures, it's like weaker creatures would be more likely to be affected. So you would make that 6d10 roll. Let's arbitrarily say you did the best and you rolled 10s, so you have 60 hit points worth of creatures.
Mm-hmm.
If you had an iron golem at 60 hit points, you could only affect one of him because he's got 60 HP.
But
However,
if you
if we
had
had
2 at
4
30,
iron golems that were each at 10, you can affect all of them and you'd still have 20 HP worth of blinding left to do. So it's
Okay.
good against like a swarm of little guys or a couple of bigger injured guys. It's less good
And-
probably against like an elite solo boss.
and how does that affect? I'm sorry. How does that? Never mind. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry.
Fry, one last quick question.
Sure.
A reaction command is that you say you're taking a reaction on your turn, but it doesn't happen until the reaction requirement is met, correct?
You don't have to say it. So, like action economy, everybody only gets one reaction per turn, but you don't have to like start your turn saying what your reaction will be. You just only get one. So, like Monk's most common reaction is to like deflect, but you don't have to start your turn saying if someone shoots me with an arrow, I'm going to deflect it.
Right. Okay.
Or
Sorry,
if this
but
guy runs away from me, I'm gonna punch him.
right, but a reaction is used in place of your normal action, correct?
Correct. It's a wholly separate thing.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a bonus action, a move, and an action, as well as one reaction per turn around the table.
Okay. Wait. So move, action, or reaction, and bonus action, correct?
You get off one of each of the 4 of those.
So I can attack someone and still get a reaction on my turn, like have a reaction, or
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I was saying there was some value in you getting combat proficiency out of that polearm master, is because it lets you use your reaction fairly reliably. Where normally you'd have to wait for an opponent to run away from you before you could use your attack opportunity. But if they come into combat with you, they enter your threatened area, which provokes an attack, allowing you to use your reaction sort of more reliably every turn. Because
Yeah.
for a lot of people, there's just no way to make their reaction useful every turn.
Oh wait, inflict wounds is melee. That would be a bad idea. Good thing
Okay,
I
Are
didn't
you
take
looking
that.
at
I know the feat I'm
Sentinel
taking.
strategies?
Hmm?
Are you looking at Sentinel?
I am taking Sentinel. Yes.
Hell yeah. I was looking at that too, but I decided to go with another one. Yeah, that looked really good. Especially because it would give me a sneak attack if they ever like attacked someone else or walked away from me.
Yes.
Meaning I could possibly get sneak attacked
So I
twice
should
in a turn. I think I'll
see
take that next one.
Sentinel. Yes. Okay. So I see Sentinel down here. So.
All right.
All right. Oh, and I also see my fighting style.
So because this is a part of the player handbook, you're not going to be able to let me look at this D&D Beyond? Really?
Because you have to pay for D&D. It's D&D Beyond.
Like half of these spells it's letting me look at, but baseline Ray of Sickness. You're not going to let me see that? Like really? Like, come on.
You've exceeded your 3 free previews.
No, it's not like that. But thank you. Ray of Sickness. What does this do? Oh. 2d8 poison, Constitution, 60-foot range. That's a big range. And it's a saving throw, so it can't miss. Those are becoming my favorite ones, by the way.
Because
It
you're always
can't
going to
miss.
get something. Yeah.
Be right back.
Right.
I'm ears off for just 1 second to check on barking dogs.
Holy crap! Half the call muted themselves, and I got hypnotized listening to my girlfriend.
I'm
What
sorry.
the heck?
What happened?
Everything got super quiet, and then I got freaked out, and our stream got really boring.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I had to go check on puppers.
No, that's fine.
Uh-oh. I found a spell that's not in your compendium. Acquisitions Incorporated is where it comes from.
Oh dear.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you
what
wanna
distort
use
value. I don't know what distort value does.
I'm guessing it distorts value.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pull from stuff that you don't have, but I'm just like, wait a minute.
Well, I
That's
didn't
not
hear
fair.
anything after the phrase "I'm guessing," but Acquisitions Inc. stuff is very funny and in a very specific universe.
Indeed.
So it's either Ray of Sickness or Color Spray, because all this other stuff is kind of very niche.
I feel like a very specific sorcerer uses Ray of Sickness.
Yeah. And it's not my... Well, I'm not a source... Well, what do you mean? Talking about the other necromancer in the party?
Possibly, like it always just seems like, yes, I can set you on fire, yes, I can shock you to death, but like just the I'm gonna make you shit your pants and throw up always seems like such a dick move.
Yeah, and that's not me. So I guess I'll just do Color Spray. I'll make nice purple dazzling colors dance in front of your eyes and suddenly you can't see me.
Seems good.
Alright, so now let's figure out how to do color. Color. Spray.
Blinded by the light.
Revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
I am back.
Wow, I didn't know anybody
Excellent.
actually knew those words.
You're welcome. I've listened to the song a couple times.
See, I
Alright,
always
just
thought there was something different.
okay. So I actually am going to have to roll that myself. It's just gonna just yell it at
Yeah.
you.
Color spray.
Ha! I'm gonna blind you, but not with color. I'm gonna blind you with walls of text.
Equally effective.
The best part is it's gonna be basically just purple, black, and red. But I have to use pinches. Apparently, I have to use pinches of powder that's red, yellow, or blue.
Because America.
Um,
The game doesn't allow for white powder.
is America sick?
Wow.
Jeez.
and I think you know the answer to that question.
And yes. The answer is yes, but okay. That has been for a while. Anyway.
You can just tell him that yes, I did. It's true. We have not yet begun to fight.
We're still leveling up and doing more important things, like min-maxing.
At least you didn't tell him no, we were waiting for you. All right. How close are we to being done? Who still needs 2 minutes?
I've been researching Jedi mating habits for the last like 20 minutes.
Nice.
So I'm good whenever.
Freaking adore you.
You like peanut butter cup? You want me to put some peanut butter cup on it?
I'm ready to go. Whenever you guys are.
/ ready check.
Are you excited and ready for my first utility spell on my spell list?
Man, that's heartbreaking. Utility spells are the funnest.
No, I have a couple. I mean, I have prestidigitation, which is used.
Have you taken
sometimes?
Thaumaturgy yet?
Hmm? I also have tongues. I have that too.
Thaumaturgy and Mage Hand were my favorite spells when I was playing a caster.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mage Hand you can't have wield weapons and do damage, so I was a little miffed at that.
All right. Going back to the narrative then. The last thing anybody remembers is all of us fighting in the depths of the cave as it came apart, lifting up into the sky. Kel focusing intently on the power of the Amardalon, keeping it ever focused as scintillating beams of energy rotated around it clockwise, seemingly growing in intensity, like an ever-expanding metronome. At the last possible second, he took their eye off the prize for just a moment. There was this discordant sound and then a flash of brilliant white light, and that's the last that anybody remembers. Each of you, slowly, achingly, painfully, comes to consciousness. Your whole body hurts top to bottom. Your back aches. You're laying on something hard. There's sort of a salty mist spraying on your face, and your eyes crack open to just intensely bright white light again. And that's when you hear a familiar voice dancing around you, singing a song about wakey wakey, no hands on snaky.
Oh, I swear, if I am back on that damn island,
No, I think we're dead. Maybe? I don't
that's
know.
preferable.
I don't think we're dead. I'm just gonna say that right now.
As you come to full consciousness and let your senses sort of take hold of the situation, you realize you're laying flat on the deck of a ship, and the familiar voice dancing around you is that of Opie. As you take turns sitting up, like just aching in pain, you see the entirety of the crew is either laid or propped up on the ship in various places. Some of them just sitting upright against the railings, some hunched over the masts, some like you just laid out like sardines in a can all along the deck of the ship. The only person seemingly unfazed by all this is Opie himself, who is wearing the captain's hat.
He stole my hat.
Opie, I think
How dare he?
I think you need to give that back to the captain.
What is happening?
You're dazed, you're confused, you're seeing bright lights, you're on a ship. Opie is talking about wakey wakey, eggs on bakey, and he's wearing a captain's hat that is rightfully Leo's. You're now up to speed.
He stole my hat.
How are we on the ship?
Well, we're gonna figure that out, but right now, you're
So
on
what is happening?
a ship. Exactly.
Leo wakes up and looks around, and he immediately looks for Zaz.
Yeah, where's Zaz?
Zaz is loading. Hold on.
Zaz is loading. Hold on. Is that what you just said?
Barely fits in this cannon.
Wait, you're gonna shoot him out of a cannon?
No. As scanning the deck, Zaz Middle River, your kobold companion, is on the deck, sitting up nursing a similar headache as the rest of you. Yeah. Marius smirks about there being another one.
Leo's gonna jump up and run over to Zaz and give him a giant bear hug. Tears just streaming out of his eyes.
It's hard to find the coordination to run. You're more strength than like coordination to begin with, but on your uneasy legs, you look like a baby deer, and you just tackle him to the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's just how I remember it.
Zaz, I missed you so much.
I don't know where I am. I'm glad to see all of you.
You're on a boat.
How long was I gone? Because things got a little strange.
That's a good question. How long has it been? A couple weeks?
I think less than one.
Yeah.
I think
He's
well
been
maybe
dead
8
for
days.
less than a week.
Maybe well oh no, sorry, that's not true because we had 3 days of travel. So uh between 10 and 11 days would be my best guess without looking at notes.
I'm gonna tell him it's been at least 2 weeks.
That's Middle River.
You died in the cave about 2 weeks ago.
How could it be
I
possible?
I I've been away for a while. It didn't feel like 2 weeks. I remember I remember the chimera. That was bad. I will never forget that. And then I woke up from the fire and I was swimming. I was swimming in a whirlpool. It went on as far as I could see, ship length on ship length, and I just kept swimming because up above the sky was clear, but down below there was a storm, and I know a lot about storm. I don't even know how that happens, but I just swam, and for days I swam, and then that sage was there, the one that couldn't see. Do you remember her?
Yeah, the
She,
blind
I think
seer.
yeah, she. I thought she hated me. I I was so scared of her because she kind of looked at me funny, but she was there, and I was so tired, and she just came down and offered me a hand. I Did you know Talus was evil?
Huh?
Why
I think
did
Well,
I think I knew that.
I don't really know anything about Talus, but Valkyr is pretty cool.
you know
Life's a bitch.
he never told me that.
I don't think he's going to.
So, but now I know that. Um, I the sage took me to, well, it it kind of reminded me of the arena that we saw back at my home. You remember that with the Jelly Belly? Um, but it was really big. It was the biggest, and I I saw a person there that, looking at them, felt like I was looking at a whole army. It was very scary. Um, they were very nice, and they offered to let me train with them and taught me better ways to use uh, the storm powers that I've learned. And so um, now I don't worship Talos anymore. It turns out that's not a good thing, and now I know why all the townsfolk hated me. Um,
Huh?
but I met Valkyr, and that was way better. So I trained for about 6 years, and uh, then I was told that you guys needed my help, and I got here as soon as I could.
Leia's gonna be really happy and be like, "You follow Valkyr too?"
It was a surprise to me too, but yeah, yes, And I hear you do too. I heard you very loud. That's how I knew how to get here.
Well, we were kind of getting our shit kicked in, and so I prayed to Valkyr, and he sent us you.
I saw that. The angry elf was very angry. But that seemed to have done the trick. I don't know. Honestly, it seemed like you guys were just happy to see me, and that made you all stronger. But I'm not going to say no.
Power of friendship.
Power of
6
friendship.
years?
We are now in anime.
I've got an anime as well,
Power
might say.
of Valkyr and friendship.
Leo, as you sort of release him from your giant vice grip of a hug, you can see that Zaz has a shield that bears the insignia of Valkyr, God of Storms. It sort of crackles when it touches you, with like static lightning sort of building along the surface of it and just discharging whenever you touch it, almost like there's a known relationship there, almost like a symbiotic friendship.
Ho ho ho. Which one does Valkyr like more?
I'm gonna touch his shield with the manville, and it's gonna like spark between the two.
Ooh, touch tips.
Yeah. Valkyr gave me
Are
this.
you cheating on your soulmate?
Ooh, yeah. This was a
I
gift from
still-
Valkyr right as I was leaving. It was very nice.
I'm gonna show him on my shoulder how I'm using his old shield as a shoulder pad now. Be like, I didn't want to forget you.
Yeah, neither did Alexa.
Where are the rest of your things, Zaz?
That's actually, Zaz looks at that for a second. You took my things? Oh.
We buried you with your champion shield because you earned that.
We'll keep. Actually, maybe don't keep the shield that's got a big symbol of Talos on it, or like break that part. But or otherwise, you can keep it.
You can have it back if you want.
No, I probably shouldn't, Valkyr. Man.
I just wanted something to hold on to that reminded me of you.
Well, I think that warms. I'm so happy to see you all. Thank you.
And this is the part where Leo introduces you to Fancy Pants, the elf.
Oh yeah, you should meet Captain Fancy Pants.
Marius will look at this, look at what's happening, and say, "I refuse to interact with two of you. I will be in my chambers until further notice." And he'll hobble off.
As he retreats to, honestly, it looks like he's heading towards the captain's quarters, which, as presumptuous as he is, should probably not come as a surprise. Opie looks distressed, and he's waiting for each of you to sort of like come to and pay attention to him. But he basically comes up behind you and just starts patting the back of your scoots, and just tells you that he's glad that you're back, and maybe you can help.
Sure, Opie. What's the problem?
God, Opie,
Uh,
don't scare
he
us like
Yes.
that.
points to his hat and says, "Captain Opie."
Hey.
I take the hat off his head and put it onto Leo's head and be like, "That's the actual captain."
Oh, good.
Quite
You're
literal
still here,
Ugh.
undead child.
I think it would be very in character if Leo responded with just that action and said, Captain Leo.
No, Leo's better than that. He goes, "Sorry, Captain Opie. What do you need help with?" But he doesn't take the
That
hat off.
he's been taking care of the entire crew for all the morning since the big white light happened. But now Kel won't wake up, and the ocean is angry, and he doesn't even know what to do anymore.
Sounds like we need the real captain.
Okay, Opie. I'll take over from here if you will release command to me.
Aye, aye, Captain. He salutes and hands you the hat.
I'm gonna slip him back, and I'm gonna yell for all hands on deck to prep the sails that we need to return home.
The the sails have been very, very crudely done. It looks like he honestly sailed the ship a fair bit away from where the island was. It looks like he's actually been doing stuff as a captain, and he says all morning. As you get a sense of the world around you, you suddenly see what Opie's talking about. To the west, away from where you guys were, heading back to the way you came, essentially. Pretty much clear skies and beautiful ocean. However, looking towards where the island was, you find that the island itself has been fractured into a half dozen pieces, and those pieces are swirling around a roiling vortex in the center of the ocean.
Oh shit!
Hey, I know that place.
Hey, I know that place. I've been there once or twice.
Never seen it in my life.
We were just there.
That's what the scene looks like to the west, or to the east of you. And Opie says it's been like that all morning, ever since you guys made the white light.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna look at the unconscious thing of Kel and hope that the Amardalon's there.
Still clutched in their hand.
Oh, good.
Reed approaches Cal and tries to assess if there's any danger or wounds or anything that needs to be attended to.
Alexis approaches Kel and attempts to reacquire the thing that I was keeping hold on to.
You want to take back the Amardalon, is that what you're saying?
That is the correct. Yes.
We'll do the two operations simultaneously. Alexis seeming to be as concerned as Dax, basically just trying to get their hand to open so that they can retrieve the Amardalon. Kel is alive, but non-responsive. They don't like the old slap on the face, come to shaking them. They have an extremely shallow pulse, but otherwise they are completely non-responsive. Their hand is so tightly grasped around the orb that Alexis, as you struggle to remove it, you exert enough force to break their pinky finger trying to free the grip.
What? No, I'm not gonna do it that hard. What?
And as you pry the orb out of their hand, the orb itself has burned into Kel's palm like the geometric pattern that was swirling around the orb while they were activating it.
Well, that's not good.
As I notice you do that, Reed glares at you angrily.
But even the pain of a broken finger doesn't seem to rouse them from whatever unconscious state they're experiencing.
I tell Reed, I'm like, I'm not trying to break his hand or their hand.
Do I have
What?
That's perfect. Well done, Oh man, that's perfect.
That's all I can think of.
While the two of you are trying to figure out Kel's situation, the Amardalon has been wrested from their grip. Alexis, you can put it back in your inventory. Because Kig, you are normally our lookout, why don't you make a perception roll for me?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know why you're the lookout.
I don't know why either. My wisdom is
You're just entranced, looking over Alexis break Kel's fingers trying to free the orb. And just like the weirdness of the situation, like the entire ship was unconscious with you guys, and they're all slowly lumbering back to life to try to follow the captain's orders. Some are still unconscious on the deck, only just now barely waking up and coming to consciousness. Again, the only person seemingly unaffected by any of this is Opie, who points over the western side of the ship, which would be port side from where you guys are now, and just says, "Uh-oh, it's happening again."
What's happening again?
What's Opie? What's happening again?
What do you mean? Opie.
Look over the side of the water, and there are massive cavitations beneath the surface of the water, creating a roiling stream of bubbles that are glurp plopping at the surface. Something massive is moving underwater and seems to be ascending towards the surface.
Shake Opie by
Hey,
the
Captain,
shoulders.
I think
What's
we need
happening
to.
again?
Captain, I think we need to move.
Captain, I think we need to go.
Yeah, let's get this ship moving.
The crew is slow moving as they are, getting to their points and trying to rig the sails. Reed, what do you want to do?
Reed looks at Alexa after she pockets the item, the orb, and after hearing everyone start to panic, hardens a glare in her direction again and says, "Help me move Cal, and let's get her below decks to be somewhere safe for now."
Okay.
So that's what Reed wants to do. Take Cal to a cabin below decks or something.
Okay. While you guys are moving, the ship slowly starts to lurch forward, seemingly like the ship is in as much of a dazed and confused state as all of you are in. It takes a while to get her underway, but she starts moving. The wind is, only 2 or 3 knots. You're not moving very quickly. As you start to move away from this rumbling cavitation on the surface of the ocean, debris starts to appear. Crumbled pieces of coral and large chunks of a shiny reflective metal that looks like maybe orichalcum or some kind of platinum. Very shiny, very reflective, all just floating up to the surface. And that's when you start to see bodies.
Oh.
At first, corpses of Sawagan people, and then survivors, horribly maimed. Some of them burned, others missing limbs.
Jesus.
Eventually, you see a 1/4 intact coral skipper ship surface, with several people on it that look like they may not make it. There's just, it would be like the human equivalent of seeing a submarine crash survivors pod, rise up to the surface, and they're just very much the worse for wear. And the longer you watch, the more debris and people start surfacing.
Do we have any salvage nets on board?
You might have rudimentary fishing gear from Exile.
I definitely want to assign some people to salvage that the metal, platinum, and orichalcum. Orichalcum.
Mhm.
I can't pronounce that word.
Orichalcum?
That one.
Or a calcum in the middle.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you know that that's not actually a fantasy word? It's a real thing. Well, mythologically a real thing.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, orichalcum. It was a metal. Well, it was a name that the Greeks gave
Thank
to
you.
a metal that supposedly existed within Atlantis, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or it's also
Exactly true.
Yeah. Also, in other dialects, it's traditionally a word used for Greek fire, which was
Mithril is
What is this?
from
I'm looking it up, and apparently there's
J.R.R. Tolkien.
legitimate stuff they have found. I don't know if this is true or not.
Yes, it's true. Atlantis is real.
Well, it's actually an interesting point of debate because Atlantis may have actually existed, but not the way we explain it as. It may have been a major city that was out in different places.
Mm-hmm. As you send, a third of the crew to start trying to salvage some of these metal pieces, you notice that the Sawagan are just sort of staring at you, not unsure of what your intention is, and some of them glaring at you like, "How could you?" As you basically steal the remnants of their escape ships while they're dying on the surface, clinging to debris from their island or broken parts of coral skippers.
So a little bit out of Alexis's wheelhouse. She's gonna mention to the group like, "Hey guys, like I know these guys are awful, but I mean they're all just dying. Is there any way we could potentially like, as a sign of good faith, potentially like triage some of them?"
Well, you kind of somewhat know how to speak their language, right?
I can cast a spell to be able to teach them to talk to them directly. Yes.
Could you tell them that we're friendly? And that
I
we
don't
mean
think
them no
that's gonna
harm?
work.
I mean,
That
I don't
mean
want
them no
to.
harm, sure, but
I
I
don't
don't
want to
think
try
friendly is
to
gonna work.
triage them if they're just going to attack us.
That's fair.
Tell them they're ugly.
I've
Tell them
triaged
they're
you
ugly.
all. You're not going to make it. Why are we all wearing red tags? You'll see. So Alexis, it is a simple spell to yes, those are all the potential spellings. To be able to speak with them, yelling from the bow of the ship. What do you say? Or I guess from the port side of the ship.
Whether or not no, that's not what I say.
Oh, cat.
It matters not what you feel about us. But we're not here. We're not here meaning you any harm. Is there any way we could help you or try to potentially save some of your less dead? Well, yeah, less dead, I guess would be the way I'd say
Your
it.
less dead compatriots. There's more dead and there's less dead.
It's probably for the best that we can't understand that.
The large Sawagan Baron, the brute over here on the mostly intact coral skipper that's only slightly on fire, calls back, speaking to the survivors in the ocean here, to not trust them. That these are the colonizers. These are the people we've been sent to destroy. They will only keep you forever in camps, torture you, experiment on you, murder you. Trust them not.
We should just
Then
kill
what
them.
do you? Then how do you explain Ariel and the other one we let go? More recent.
Sebastian.
Oh man, if you could remember her name, that'd be awesome.
Oketra.
Oh, Ketra.
Whatever.
Somebody's been playing Magic.
I
mean,
didn't actually mean to click that. Sorry.
was I close?
No.
Okay, well, it was worth a guess.
I think you have only one single letter in common with the person I'm thinking of.
K.
Okay. We have in many occasions been in contact with your kind, and every single time that they had a chance to speak, we've always come to some sort of agreement, and always let them go in good faith. Ariel being one of them. Does that not hold any weight to you?
Make a persuasion roll, which I know is, well, actually, that should be something you're pretty good at.
That is my forte, actually.
Go Lev.
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna give you a little guidance touch.
Oh.
This one I did mean to click, and this is gonna be like Kig just gently putting a hand on your shoulder, not necessarily explaining what's happening, but hey, do a little better, bud.
You know that's a 6. I rolled an 8.
Haha.
Yeah, but I really don't want you to mess this up.
Yeah, so you gotta roll a d4 and then add it
Yep.
to that number.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
it's a 17.
Oh.
Still,
Yeah.
Man, that's
So.
what we needed.
Yes.
Um, the impassioned speech rings true to several of the people. You can tell like they're starting to at least listen to you. Like instead of their glances being just down at the surface of the ocean, people are making eye contact with you, which is a huge step from these people who otherwise would probably kill you if they had the chance. And you hear in the distance a soft feminine voice call out to them in their language to trust them. These are the ones I told you about. Please just lay down your weapons. They will help us. Looking to the rock outcropping on the northernmost section of the map, you see Ariel, the only Sawagan you have had a truly positive interaction with, despite the fact that you did, I guess, technically imprison and interrogate her for a while, but
Zaz has seen all sorts of new friends. He rushes over to the prow and starts waving. This is a very good day for Zaz.
nice. Yep. She organizes the group, and they are willing to all basically swim over. And she asks if you'll help her people. That
So
after the terrible calamity that just befell them, she doesn't know how many are even left. She says thousands must be dead, tens of thousands more injured. Can you help us?
To the best of our ability. And then I say in English, common, to the everyone else. I have convinced them that we can help them. Let's try to save their lives.
this is
Zaz-
where
Reed
we kill
goes
him, right?
to fetch Marius to convince him to come out and help heal them.
Oh, this will be fun.
Uh-oh. Like, that might not be the best person to ask.
I mean, so okay, let's. While I got two people in the pilot seat, so I'm going to do this real fast. Zaz has no problem with this. He immediately starts casting a prayer of healing. It's going to take a minute. I meant to do this one, so it's going to heal a decent number of people pretty close.
Anyone that Zaz misses in that case, then Reed will use his own bandaging skills to attend to any additional wounds.
Zaz doesn't miss. One shot, one heal.
Awesome.
But I want to just talk about how this would go with Marius, because I'm picturing you like you dash off to the captain's quarters, and like, oh, I know who needs to heal him, and you give like, and like I don't know, maybe like 5 seconds into this explanation, Marius is going to look at you, hold up his hand, and say, "I'm sorry. You would like me to do what?"
I imagine Zaz is then healing them by the time that Reed and Marius are having this weird, awkward conversation.
It's a 10-minute cast. We've got a second.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time for you to be verbally berated.
Reed argues with Marius. It's like, your healing is incredible. You saved our lives multiple times. These people are in needs. We are probably responsible for many of the deaths they've experienced that from whatever calamity they just spoke of.
Good. The last 2 weeks of my life been nothing but these fish creatures trying to take it. And now you expect me to give them theirs back? Absolutely not. You should be lucky I give you life back. Look at you. Give me one good reason that I should grace them after everything they've done to us.
I'm the chaotic. And
I
I'm
feel like
the
Reed
chaotic
wanted
neutral.
to be Devil Wears Prodded.
How is Reed going to address this? I'm like trying really hard to not be stuck in my head.
Activate tattoo. Just beat him up.
What are the mechanics for a good old dick punch?
Well, the proper height, why not?
Then he storms off.
Reed says, as passionately as he can muster, with so much violence in the world, we have to somehow come to peace. If we can learn to live together as the different races we already exist, we can try to coexist with these people as well. The only other result would be devastation for all.
Well, I think that we have definitely come out on top in devastation. But how about I posit this? I will put on a smile. I will put on the nice pants that I found in the captain's quarters. I will present
I hope they're
myself
fancy.
as the angelic, star-graced seer that saves all of their lives. And all I want in return is for you lot to acknowledge that now that we have viciously murdered the enemy, we can go home.
Oh, Reed. Poor Reed.
You know what? Eat
should-
dung. Reed turns around and walks away.
You should ask the captain about that one.
That's what we'll. Yeah, I'm not going to make that decision.
Wonderful.
Oh, Opie.
Imagine it ends with a close
Sir,
the door on your way out.
he's not the captain.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Jazz is over on the prow singing a shanty to heal these guys.
Mhm.
Reed.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The crew has taken some lengths of rope to, tie bowline loops in them to help hoist people onto the deck so they can be more effectively treated. This has become a successful rescue operation.
Damn.
Suddenly, there's another set of roiling bubbles about 60 or 70 feet off the port side of the ship, and a massive cavitational explosion happens, sending sea spray and debris hundreds of feet into the air, and emerging out of the depths of the ocean is a massive tentacled creature. Riding on top of its back is General Undine.
Ah, butts.
Not you too. You
I
can't
mean,
get
unless she
her
needs
alive,
healing,
can
that'd
you?
be fine.
She screeches in a cacophonous voice that echoes all around you. Release my people at once.
My tongue spell's still going, right?
Yes.
Just gonna yell across her. What do you mean release her?
Wait, they're not.
We're
They're not
killing
bound.
them.
We're saving them.
Put a shirt on.
She says that she cannot trust a word that any of you would say, that you are all murderers, lies, and thieves. Your hands are still slick with the blood of her daughter.
I know you are, but what am I? That's all Kick says.
Which daughter?
To be fair, Malenti told you that the creature at the bottom of this island that was responsible for the magic was Scylla, daughter of Undine.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I
true.
kind of put a hole through her.
Ooh, sorry about that.
Wrong place, wrong time. I promise.
Whoops.
Yes.
Whoops.
My bad, guys.
We're sorry.
We
We're
didn't kill
sorry.
anyone. What about this? Oh, and this. Oh.
There is no immediate groveling on your part, no immediate surrender, no putting the Sawagan back in the ocean, and she orders the Megaloth to charge. Everyone needs to roll initiative.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes.
Oh god damn it!
I'm excited.
Oh
17.
boy.
Holy shit, 23.
Wouldn't it be funny if we ended up accidentally killing her at this point, and then that's just, but we still saved, their faith, and then we just saved their people, and that's the end of the campaign right there.
There's gotta be sacrifices.
Try. Do you
Oh.
want me to? Do you want to put that in just because I didn't have my token selected, or do you want me to reroll?
Oh, I can
But
get you.
I hope that's not the end of the campaign.
No, I know.
Oh!
Great
For
start.
which one?
Back to it then.
Look,
Yeah.
I've been saying for years, the healer should always go last so that they can clean up your mistakes.
No, which half of the is that? Are you piloting both? I guess, or is that just Marius?
Oh no,
Or
Marius
just
is
so.
in his chambers.
Yeah, he's not a part of this.
Oh, okay.
He popped his head out briefly, and Reed wouldn't strike a deal, so Marius is practically petrichoring it.
Yeah, he's asleep in a
Hey.
cocoon, pretty much.
A practical petrichor, if you will. And I didn't ask you, Zell. I can change your token back to the old one if you wanted. I just wanted to use your figure for your return at least.
I think I have an updated one. Hold on.
I thought the Hero Forge figure was rather creative.
It is very cool, especially for that scene.
Yeah, I like it personally.
It was awesome.
Pretty good.
I'm so happy I stumbled upon that website.
Who are we missing in the initiative order?
Uh,
Oh no,
Kel.
we're not missing anybody because Kel's unconscious.
Yeah.
Got it. Reed, this monstrous Megaloth just starts charging. Instead of going like sub sea level, it's just torrenting, spinning all of its coiled tentacles to create like a fan boat effect, and it is just whirring at you, creating this massive set of coasting waves. You react first. What do you want to do?
God. While quick to react, Reed is a little bit shocked at this sudden turn of events, and he moves immediately to the upper deck here, and how far away is this? Just outside. Okay. The second Undine and her, what does he call it?
It's a monstrous aboleth. I've been calling it the Megalith.
The
Nice.
megalith. As soon as the megalith comes within 30 feet range, Reed's gonna react with some radiant sunbolts, and even though he's not able to speak, as he does so, because he knows it's inevitable, he's going to turn to the other people there and be like, "I'm sorry, guys," and that's all he's gonna do. So as soon as she's within range,
Mhm.
sunbolt.
Quick reminder on readying an action. You can only ready an action. So your action can just be the one single attack. You can't no multiple attacks. You can only ready a single action. That makes sense?
The extra attack doesn't count as the
So just two is what I'm saying.
yeah, sunbolt.
Cool. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't want to say we screwed it up, but I think maybe I haven't explaining because there's been
Yeah,
misunderstandings.
I-
Cool.
I assume 2 was okay.
Alexis,
Thank you.
Yes.
what would you like to do staring down the barrel of a monstrous sea creature as large as your ship?
Question.
It is a good question. In fact, everybody in the initiative order below Alexis should consider what they're going to want to do when it's their turn.
Dive off and swim
Yeah,
away.
I was still trying to figure that out when this all happened. So I'm gonna do this thing where I check how far away it is. Oh, good. I guess I'll do this. So the only people that are currently technically hostile is the Megalith and Undine, right?
I mean, it's a game of the imagination. You can murder anybody you want.
No.
he doesn't
Yeah, so
mean that.
Those are the only two that are aggressors at this moment.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that new spell I got and do this.
She did not order the Sawagan to do anything. She ordered you to release them.
Okay, I thought you mentioned that she orders the Crusher to attack, which I thought was the big boy. Sorry.
I think that's going to happen on
Tell them to
initiative
flee
8.
quickly.
A very specific guess.
Sorry, I'm trying to do it. So so it is 60. It can be 60 feet long. All right. Boop. 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 Like that. So, yeah, like that. Do you see it?
Leave it there for just a second.
I'm holding it.
Hey, it's gone. That's pretty cool though.
Wall of fire.
Who gave Lav all this power?
It was a shooting star.
How much did you have left? Or is that close to what you were drawing?
That's close to what I was drawing. That's good enough.
Okay.
So it would be able to hit either one of them. And so I guess just doing while I cast that spell, I'm gonna fire it out while screaming basically in their tongue. I was not I didn't want to come to this, but you're making me.
Which in their language is, ooh, look what you made me do.
Ooh, what you
say?
say?
How dare
Oh,
you
that's
try?
you only meant
Yes,
well.
Boob. Me and Boob are on the
It's the
same
wrong
wavelength.
song.
I love
right.
it.
And they take damage at the beginning of their turn, right?
They take initial damage.
I didn't see damage. Oh, you did roll damage. Sorry, I have to.
It
dex
went
save.
well. It did it for me.
26. So is this gonna affect like say I shoot an arrow through the fire?
No, it does not affect your arrow unless you want to get if you want to talk to Try about shooting an arrow through fire and making it into a fire arrow and figuring out how that was going to work.
No, I'm just wondering if it's gonna be hindered. That's all. I don't want any.
It shouldn't.
I think actually Wall of Fire does obscure visions, but it depends on how tall this is. Like the aboleth
Oh wait,
so
it is
big, I
opaque.
imagine.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it is opaque. My bad. You're right.
Oh yeah, that's fair. How tall is the wall of fire?
20 feet high.
Oh, I assume that
Oh.
the megalith is a little bit bigger than 20 feet high.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. You'll still be able to hit it.
And I also assume that Undine is kind of like in the middle of the megalith, even though she's all the way over there.
Yeah, she's like in a saddle, but like just behind where its shoulders would be, like at the base of its skull.
So
kind
I
of
would
like
theoretically hit both of them. Yeah.
I gave them both damage.
So, I just want to say this:
I'm
that
going
the
straight
Wall of
for
Fire
Undine.
is very cool until the thing decides to just swim under it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's not really for the damage. It's more of a stopping force, like a hey, maybe don't be stupid. Which she's gonna make it even worse. But you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh, sorry. Ignore me. I will ask my question on my turn.
I'm just gonna move over to the boat over here. And I'm just gonna shoot my bow because it's really all that I can do. So you said that she was kind of obscured behind the shoulder. Do I not have a shot at her? Or would I need like
I'm going to
precision
give her
aiming
the
or something?
benefits of like 1/4 cover, partial cover, which just increases her AC by 2. So it's a slightly trickier shot, but certainly something that as it's writhing around, you should be able to draw a bead on.
Oh, okay, I can do this. Kid can do this.
I mean,
You got this,
also
Kig.
the if you know where its center, you saw it before. You know where its center mass is, and the wall of fire is not going to stop your arrows. So
No, I know that. I just well, I assume that Undine and like its shoulder level is above the wall of flame, is it not? I mean, 20 feet
That's
is high.
correct. Yeah.
It's not as high as the megalith, right? So
No, I'm going to say that the beast and her are above the wall of flame.
So I can see them perfectly fine. There's no obscurity there. Okay, I'm just shooting my short bow with what he
Shoot
said.
your shot. As
Oh
the kid said.
hell yeah! Oh yeah, so good. All right, next. Sorry.
Oh, it's not Low Roll Wednesday. Yeah.
Ooh, got him.
Unfortunately, yeah, your arrow goes like super wide, plunking into the stones behind that remain of the island. Any other actions, Kig?
No, other than I just kind of shrug my shoulders a little.
What
I
else can
tried.
you do? Leo.
All right, I'm gonna move to the side of the boat here, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast a spell because I haven't done one of those ever, and I'm gonna cast Thunderous Smite. And then I'm going to recklessly throw my Spear of Tyrod at the giant thing.
Get it, giant thing.
I am not raging.
18 does hit.
And I don't know why it rolled for damage. I thought I turned that off last time.
I'm not aware of an update, but it's possible that something came through and turned it back on to be super helpful.
Hold on. Let's see. Where's it under again?
It was under the cogwheel notation, like far right side of the character sheet. I'll see if I can find it for you. And then that
And
was all in
then
the don't auto roll damage. Done.
We need to see the healths of these things, by the way, because we don't see that.
Do you?
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, I have it turned off, but for whatever reason, it's still
Just
doing
like, okay.
it.
I'm
Anyways, it's just 8 damage plus 2d6. Let me roll those real quick.
Okay.
So 11 damage.
There might also be a damage modifier toggle on your spell sheet now for smite.
Oh, maybe.
I can't tell. I have a paladin in one of my other games, and I don't know whether it's something he made for himself or whether it's a feature of the game or not.
Oh, yeah, it is. I have
Okay.
one on there. Rage damage and Divine Smite. But I have
Mhm.
2 different types of smites now. That one's Thunderous Wave Smite. I casted Thunderous Smite.
Okay. Raging yes or raging no?
No raging.
Okay. Oh right, because you had the thunderous smite with your bonus.
Yep.
So,
So it's
I'm
11,
seeing
and it has
11
to
damage.
roll a strength saving throw.
Saving throw. Oh wow, it only gets bonus on con. It is 13.
Okay. I don't know
Right.
what the
It'll
check is.
be 8 plus your proficiency, which is 3, making 11, and then wisdom. So what's your wisdom score?
1. So 12?
Mhm.
Dang, barely
So
beat
I
it.
did.
All right. Cool.
So describe to us what your new paladin thunderous smite looks like.
Basically, I like stab my spear to the sky, and then like a lightning strike comes down and charges it up, and then I throw it. And as it's like traveling across the water, there's like this, like it just like the waves are spreading underneath because this like shockwave goes off around it, and then like as it hits, it just makes a giant like shockwave boom.
Nice.
Boom.
It's too bad you didn't have an extra bonus action to recall the spear, because I feel like that would be badass.
It would be pretty cool, but next time.
All right, Jezza.
Am I muted? Hello?
Hello.
No? Okay, good. I'm making sure. Right. I want to confirm something real quick. Are the Sahuagin people, are they on the boat or are they in the water?
I would say like 2 are in the water, the rest are on the boat. Move them
Okay.
to make life.
Yeah, I was gonna say is I wanted to use Jez's turn to start gently shepherding them away from the aboleth towards the far side of the ship to be like, hey, like I can't speak their language, but I want to be like, just let's move this way and go to safety, like this way, away from the big scary monster.
Mm-hmm. Make a persuasion roll.
What not? Okay, so on the idea that you've already asked me to do the thing and I've already said what I want to do, is it possible, even though he's in the middle of casting a spell, I could ask Lav to translate for me to add advantage to that, or is that too late? Or is he predisposed?
Since he's already gone in this turn, I'm gonna say, yeah, he's tied up.
Too late. Okay, persuasion roll. I am not proficient in this. Let me select Jezza before I do something stupid. Okay, there we go. And persuasion. I open.
Nice.
Nice.
I cannot see what I roll.
It's a
There we
17.
go.
Yeah,
There
you
you
did really well.
It's on the same. My character sheet is maximized on the same window, so I have to keep tabbing back and forth.
Oh, bummer. You don't speak the language, but like people can see the kindness in your eyes when you want to portray that. You have no problem sort of corralling them and shooing them like a woman with chickens might do, away from danger. And I think they pick up what you're putting down because they all start just kind of clustering it against the prow of the ship there. You always keeping yourself between potential danger and them, which they, it's sort of that unconscious body language that speaks volumes. Is there anything else you'd like to do this turn? Because of the overwhelming success of your persuasion roll, I'd let you sort of herd them like this as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's an. I know they're fish people. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to do the same old trick I did back when we were in the storm, and I'd like to kind of like grab a rope, and I'd like to like demonstrate it like by like fake tying it around my waist and then anchoring it to the ship and then handing it to them.
Okay. Trying to seatbelt them.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity check to demonstrate the efficacy of your example.
So just raw dexterity?
Yes, please. Nice. Yeah. You just doing your old like sing-songy about the rabbit that comes up out of the hole, goes around the tree, back around the root, and down the hole again. For a truly secure bowline knot. And a lot of them pick it up very, very simply, and they're tying themselves to the rigging and to the ship's banister.
Yeah.
It is unfortunately now my turn.
Why are we not encouraging them to jump back into the water if we've healed them?
I mean, if they're bleeding, they're just gonna bleed in the water.
That's how you get sharks. Is that what you want? The aboleth dives under the waves and emerges right here with its huge towering form coming some 40 feet up out of the ocean, tentacles wrapping around the front and rear of the ship, holding it still. And its gaping maw is going to make a...
That's his action.
Oh, that sucks.
The dive is his action.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, both attacks miss.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
But like throwing fire at the sun, your radiant sunbolts just kind of disappear into the vastness of its form, barely scorching it.
Cool.
We'll make a tentacle attack against Kig since he is the closest.
No.
I
Wow.
do not have advantage, so 13, you're nimble. And I think get out of there.
Yep.
Tuck and roll. Dodgy.
Small
Then,
boy.
unfortunately, the arcane mistress Undine concentrates a small pearl of fire right here, which rapidly expands into an ever-growing sphere of burning destructive energy. I need Leo, Zaz, and Alexis to both or all three of you make dexterity saving throws against fireball.
Well, this is gonna go well.
Go Zaz. I believe
He's
in you.
gonna die again!
Don't say that, Jezza.
I don't want him to!
It's okay, I got my backup character on deck.
Boy.
Very literally.
On
The
deck,
heavy
yep.
hulking dwarf was the most dexterous.
All three of you fail, and all three of you take 28 points of fire damage. Goes up on his tiptoes trying to dodge, but gripping the ship, you can hear some of the wood starting to splinter and crack. You can feel the boat groan under the strength of this Megalith, just literally trying to wring it like a dish rag. Zaz, it's your turn.
Well, I knew what I was going to do until like 5 seconds ago. I need to know first, did the prayer of healing get off before we got attacked?
Yes.
Okay. So they are stable-ish.
They are.
Okay. With that, they have a lot of health. but so do we. So Zaz is gonna call down some lightning
Nice.
because
Good
we can
choice.
take it for a second. It's been a little while. I'm gonna click this button, and I'm gonna cast it at level 4 because my level 4 spells are doo-doo trash.
And who? Excuse me. Who are you targeting?
I am casting it effectively here. It's
Mhm.
calling down a like what 10-foot radius, 5-foot radius lightning bolt. So I'm imagining it should be able to strike the two of them.
Deal. I can't get my character to roll their saving throw, which is a small problem.
That's okay.
I
I
think
couldn't
that's
either.
instant 1, maybe. Right?
Normal. Try it again. I heard it beep.
I see a dex save.
And
Well, there it is. Numbers. I see a 10. The Megaloth will take full damage, and Undine takes no damage, and you watch a shimmering barrier around her flash prismatically, seeing like all colors of the spectrum for a moment as the lightning sort of arcs around it, creating this purple or this perfect sphere around her for a fraction of a second.
prismatic barrier.
Zaz is also going to just quickly whisper a healing word to give Alexis a couple health back.
Thank you.
And I lost my character sheet, so this is going to take a couple seconds. That one.
+4.
His spells, his healing, not quite as good as Mary's is, but
Hey,
that's okay.
I'm not gonna say no.
Reed, you start off round number 2.
Okay. I am going to attack the nearest tentacled thing close to me, or perhaps the megalith itself, because wrong. Okay. I'm just going to assume within range, and I'm just going to use my my quarterstaff and go for broke.
That's a hit.
And then I'm going to spend a key point to do 2 unarmed strikes.
Miss hit.
And that's it.
Kidoka.
Try, I'd like to ask one quick question.
Sure, go.
My Call Lightning spell does an extra d10 damage if we are outdoors in stormy conditions. Is that the case?
It is.
Okay, I will remember that for the future.
Alexis.
Mhm.
Reed runs up, punching it, throwing his radiant sunbolts, throwing everything with the kitchen sink at this creature, and so far, not a lot of damage has been dealt. Small wounds opening up all around it, but nothing significant, and Undine is relishing in the combat. What do you want to do?
2 different instances of a character, right? Like 2 enemies.
2 enemies, yep. Frenemies, even.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna first to do this. I'm gonna be canceling the firewall. Just gonna say it's not doing a whole lot right now. So that's gone. That's gone. Gonna do
So
this.
much cancel culture these days.
Firewall feels like a great deterrent for creatures that are not gargantuan.
Yeah, I know.
I respect the effort, though.
I'll do this.
And those who are not also.
But it's also going to be twin cast. By that I mean, yeah, twin spell. So 1 on each.
Oh, which one?
So it's targeted to both of them. So
Mhm.
I'm holding it in both hands, just being like,
Zzz, zzz, zzz.
as it were. Yeah.
So now you've got left hand tethering lightning to the aboleth, right hand tethering lightning to Undine. Your witch bolt penetrates her barrier and burns some of the tentacle flesh that drapes off of her head. She swears in her language, a not ladylike thing to do. I don't know what the Sawagan C word is, but she calls you that.
Ah.
Do
Delightful.
you want to take any movement?
Yeah. I'm gonna do this,
Nice.
and then I'm done.
And then I'm done. Kig, your turn.
I'm just gonna attack with my sword.
It's your sword.
Yeah, my sword.
It's a
Alright,
very
come
pretty
on.
sword.
I got advantage now. Okay, come on. Yeah, you choose which one you want.
The left
The right one.
Hit.
Cool. I should activate this, and then I should hit that. Ooh.
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 And then I'm just gonna do a little cheeky stab with my dagger.
Pokey pokey.
Oh. Nope.
That one misses. Like one of the spare tentacles comes down to try to crush you, and you have like the option of poke her a little bit or dodge, and you chose dodge.
Alright, I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move all the way back here.
That might. Oh no, you have a bonus action. Oh no, you used your bonus to hit, so you can't cunning. You can't evade.
No, I have a mobile now. It's a feat that allows me to go in and out of a like melee combat
area?
space if I attacked that
Nice.
creature that turn.
Very very cool.
Aren't you
So
so
pretty
proud
much
of us for
opportunity
doing
attacks
feats?
don't work on me anymore.
Nice.
You're
It's a
trying
really
to
good
work
feat.
on me.
So I get to keep my bonus action or use it every turn now.
That is pretty good. Leo.
Cool. So if I go here, can I attack the big thing
Yes.
with my
can.
hammer?
Yep.
Sweet.
It's in melee with the boat. I just didn't like the way this looked.
Right.
So-
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't
That's
look too
fair.
bad. It looks like it's like leaning on the ship.
I'm going to attack. Reckless attack this guy with the manbill.
You know, paladins have shields, and then, but the best part about this is he has a shield. It's on his shoulder.
Do I have a shield? I don't have a shield.
The
There
first
you go.
attack is both misses on.
Both misses. Well, I will do an extra attack and try again.
Hit.
Nice.
Oops, I forgot to roll Divine Smite because I'm going to do that.
Boy, your smiting is so divine.
Damn.
It'll be 25 damage.
Nice.
And I'm
Quite-
out of
quite
spell
delightful.
slots.
Nice.
Falker, face the might of Valker!
Oh my god.
I imagine is a thing Leo would never say.
No, but he'll yell at him really loudly.
Yep. Valker says, "Get fucked." Jezza, it is your turn. You've got them safely corralled at the prow of the ship. Tentacles are still breaking the boat all over the place. What do you want to do?
Before I do anything, I kind of look to. Are these all like just generic models, or is this one fish person like here more important than the rest, or?
I don't know. More important, that fish person that you pinged is Ariel.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's friend, not Finn.
Yeah. I look at her for a second and I realize, hey, I remember you.
Like, stressed and you, but she's like maybe you should be more focused
Yeah.
somewhere else.
I kind of motion though, like I do the fingers, like, can you talk to her or something? Like I get there's been stuff going on, but like you can say something to her, right?
She says, perhaps in a few years if I ascend to the council, but Undine is one of the Triune. She leads our people. Her will is iron.
So is it okay if we kill her then? Like,
I kind of just put my hands down. I go,
We can opt to do non-fatal damage.
it
Nah,
always has to come
come on.
down to this,
Who does
doesn't it?
that?
We
All
do,
right,
apparently.
try. Jezza is going to attempt to. What the hell? What could I just? Oh, okay. My roll 20 glitched out there for a second. It looked like I could move the aboleth. Brah. How tall is the aboleth?
About 40 feet out of the water presently.
Pretty tall.
Would you say that without dash from the edge of the boat, like about halfway up its body type thing, I could make it up there to the top of the aboleth where Undine is?
What's your speed?
My speed is 45.
Your speed?
Then no, because you're going to spend almost 30 of it just getting to the base of the creature.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna spend a key point to use Step of the Wind. Remind, been 1 second. As a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled. Okay, so minus a key point, so 90. So I can get up there now. Would you say?
Yeah.
All right. I am going to attempt to move up onto the aboleth and be near Undine.
Okay. Give me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
To
Also-
climb the slick sea creature.
Because of Sentinel. Wait, no. That was Nimble Squall. Never mind. I don't have advantage.
Slick sea succubus.
Really?
Oh, in incubus form.
Hey,
It is
better than one.
incredibly tricky to hang on to this thing. Most of your focus is on not falling off at this point. Depending what you want to do with the rest of your turn, that may have an impact.
This is why she has a saddle.
Yeah. I would like to scream at Undine and go, would you stop attacking us for a second and just talk? We're not trying to hurt your people. They were hurt.
And with what she replies, na 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 boo boo.
Stick your head in doo-doo. She doesn't seem to understand common, but snickers at you, almost like acknowledging the disparity in size between the two of you, in her mind equating that to strength.
Of course she does.
Big mistake.
Would you say I still have an action then?
You do.
Alright, I would like to use two since she has prismatic barrier, I do believe, around her, she has a magical shield, so quarterstaff isn't going to do diddly dick. I'd like to do 2 unarmed attacks to attempt to damage the barrier itself, if that makes sense, because of like
Sure.
magic fists. All right. Since I
Pretty
use
cool.
my bonus action. I don't know why it automatically rolled damage.
Yeah, you can untick it the same way I talked Leo through it, or you can just make your peace with the fact that apparently Roll20 wants you to do this.
I hate it.
First one misses, second one hits. Your fists are not bothered, not hindered at all by the barrier. Seems like it only affects magical spells. You punch into her, and it feels like a layer of like whale's blubber, almost. You don't feel any bone beneath it. You didn't hit anything super vital. She does wheeze slightly at the force of the impact, and then I don't know how to explain this. a reverberation, a immediate reaction to your punch against her. A wave of force washes out from her body, striking into you. Oops. You take 7 points of force damage, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. I'm gonna touch the butt. Good. Like the force of the blast was intended to do damage and knock you back. She's got some kind of safeguard in place against being punched. And as the force wave tries to knock you off the aboleth into your almost certain, you're able to grab hold of one of the writhing tentacles and get back into position again pretty quickly, using your vaulty, nimble monkeyness.
Yep.
Monkey.
It is the aboleth's turn. It continues to constrict. The prow of the ship is snapped off just before the figurehead of Valkyr, or Valkyr's daughter. Some of the elements of the deck are starting to come apart from the strain, and someone from below deck says we're starting to take on water.
Uh-oh.
It's truly trying to just snap the boat in half like a dried twig. Alexis, over the din of battle and the breaking of timbers, you are able to hear one word being whispered by Undine slightly, but carried aloft by magical projection. And you don't understand the word until you start to feel the heat again. The closest common translation is recur. And suddenly a fireball explodes in the exact same position as it did last turn. I need Zaz and Alexis to both make dexterity saving throws.
Here we go again.
Lord.
Fucking recursive spellcasting. God damn it. Dexterity?
Oh, Kozaz. Oh,
We did it!
Alright, we're gonna get hit.
combined.
26 is I think
What?
is what I rolled last time. We'll use
No,
the
it
same
was
roll.
28.
It was 28, sorry. 28 damage.
What are you doing,
No.
26?
No, it was not 28.
Yeah, it was. It's right there.
Well, I'm dead. Thanks. Actually, I'm not dead. Hold on. I made this mistake many times before. Where the fuck is it?
All right, it was your wall that was 26. While you're
Whose side are
fishing
you
for your
on?
survival,
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, me too. I'm all the way over here.
she begins chanting, and as the words leave her mouth, it's like she's coughing shadow, and black tendrils begin to emerge out of the decks of your ship, trying to grasp and strangle all of you.
Try.
Yes, sir.
That's not on my spell sheet, but that.
Charisma saving throw. Okay, let's see it. DC 5 plus 28 is 33.
Yeah, I don't think you got that one.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can roll past 20.
I'm just. I'm putting myself out there.
Yeah. Oh no, you got to use your abilities. So Alexis goes to 0 and drops at the deck.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
else is facing the assault of these tentacles. On initiative 0, Zaz, it's your turn.
All right. Well, Zaz is going to shout a healing word this time, and that shouted healing word is "No, get up!" Which actually kind of sounds like what Marius would say, just with less anger.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
And this one is going to be a little better. A little better.
Yeah.
So it's going to heal for 7, which will at least get you back on your feet. Okay. And now tentacles. Cool. I was really hoping to heal myself. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen, does it? There's a lot of tentacles and stuff.
It's up to you. They might be tentacles of healing absorption.
Ugh. All right. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that instead. Zaz is going to position himself here so as to gather the focus of these, and hopefully Alexis will stay standing for a second this time, and maybe move somewhere safer.
Mm-hmm.
I moved and apparently got exploded.
Well, now you know exactly where the explosion's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe don't stand there a third time. Is what Marius would say.
Mm-hmm.
And Zaz is going to just cast a really freaking big healing word on himself.
Do you think Marius would potentially, hear the commotion and maybe do something?
Yeah, probably, but then I would have 2 characters and nigh infinite power over the role playing. So you take some and you leave some.
We're okay with that for the moment.
He could lock up the game forever by just talking to himself.
So gonna heal for 21.
Nice.
Which is really just like, all right, this is gonna tide us over for a second.
Oh boy. All right. Good heal.
It's something.
On initiative 0, the tentacles seem to start trying to coil around players. They surprisingly have a almost enervating feel to them. Their touch is icy cold, and you seem to be weakened by the mere contact with them. The aboleth continues to break the boat. People below deck are telling you that the water is rushing in much faster. You can hear things cracking. It seems like this is not going well for you.
Oh boy.
Suddenly, 8 rays of brilliant yellow fire impact the aboleth all along its chest and head, followed by a second volley of white hot lightning striking into its chest. And you can hear the clarion call of a loud horn in the distance.
Oh.
It looks, Undine surveys, and the massive creature with her in tow dives beneath the waves and seems to retreat. The tentacles vanish as she goes.
What?
And you see
Hey, the British
an
Armada
of ships coming to your aid, 2 of which have turned broadside to fire newly installed Aether Veil elemental cannons at the aboleth.
Oh, damn.
Close.
The queen has come to your aid.
I take it that I'm in the water now.
You are, unless you want to be drug under to your certain.
Jez is gonna hold on for like a few seconds as it goes under because I have the ring, and I'm just gonna see what I see and then let go.
Okay.
Since I am presented with this opportunity.
It immediately dives straight down, heading for extreme depths. Any areas that you encounter on the way down, like there's no like continental shelf here, so she's heading for the bottom of the abyss. You see floating debris in the water here, and once she gets about 200, 300 feet deep, you can start to see the bottom of the ocean. It's sort of a shallower destination, and you can see portions of the landscape here are jagged, scarred, and cracked, like some massive force just wiped away miles of ocean floor.
Yeah, I wonder what it could have been.
Picked clean, no barnacles, no debris, no crabs, no nothing, just completely wiped down to bare stone. And at that point, you'll have to let go or risk being killed or discovered by something far worse.
Actually drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let go and I start swimming up.
By the time you guys get Jezza back on board, one of the ships has pulled up alongside of you. You notice that Queen Gwendolyn stands on the prow, and the captain of the ship asks for permission to dock alongside you.
Boy, you've never heard a door slam open so fast.
Before Marius even shows up, I'm gonna be like, you probably can, but keep in mind, don't.
We are taking on water.
Leo
No.
says yes.
No, what I'm trying to get at is we have refugees on board. Let's just put it that way. Not enemies, not enemies, not whatchamacallit, not prisoners of war, refugees.
Yeah,
He says
that's
that'll
it.
be for the queen to determine. He asks where Captain Drake is. We received his message several weeks ago.
Leo's the captain now.
As I'm going downstairs to go find my baby chimera that I completely forgot about, I yell, "He's in a he's living his best life."
Mary,
Captain Drake has retired to an island.
Marius is going to step behind Captain Leo and set a hand on his shoulder, just offering, like, hey, I'm here if you need it.
Get me home. He says, well, very well then, Captain... What was it again?
Ghost Puncher.
Captain Ghost Puncher? Very well. Please join me. Step aboard the Exalted. The Queen awaits.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just hear Meg in the background.
Can I bring my trusted advisors as well?
The captain of the Exalted wants all members of your team.
Nice. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's me.
Bring all of them.
He sends members of his own ship who have to take the gangway down to yours. Hers is almost twice as big as your galleon. To help with, repairing the ship before it sinks. And they all look quite distastefully at your supposed refugees, giving them a wide berth, some of them, whispering profanity to each other or even at some of the Sawagan. Captain Ghost Puncher, who's in charge while you're gone? Is it still Opie in this circumstance?
Yeah.
No, we stay with the ship.
Okay. I'm going to, because it's 8:30, I want to get through this next part quickly, so I'm going to shortchange you guys a little bit on some role-playing, which I know sucks, but I'd rather get through the nuts and bolts of this rather than punt it to next week, if that's alright with everybody.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sad, but I understand.
I'm starting to doze off, so I appreciate
I'm
it.
feeling the same way. The Queen waits for you inside of her lush, well-appointed captain's quarters, and says that she's very happy to see all of you alive, and she's even more happy that you've completed your mission and led her to the hive of her enemy. She tells you that we have been following your progress since we received Captain Drake's message. My sage Amara was unable to scry for you for a brief while. Found you again only a few days ago. After the captain's message was received, we were all very excited to hear about your journey. It allowed me to galvanize the forces of both Aethervale and Pendilor together into a unified armed force, and we rallied to vanquish the foe you found and routed for us. I'm
Aethervale.
told- Go ahead.
Sorry, Aethervale was the flying city, right?
It is, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm told Captain Drake retired? Is that a combat euphemism?
Kinda, but also not kinda.
No, Your Highness. He retired to a island.
Resort. He even has a yacht.
I
Kinda
must
died.
tell you, I have very little respect for a man who would resign his commission in the middle of combat.
Well, it wasn't
He-
really his fault.
Was no longer fit for duty.
Well,
Your
either
Majesty,
way,
with all due respect, he practically died and
no, he did die.
barely recovered.
He just mysteriously came back to life
Practically died.
and couldn't remember
says-
anything.
It seems like an amazing story, and I've watched much of it through Amara's scrying stone.
Oh,
I'm
it is an
glad you were
amazing
up to the task.
Well, then
I'm
you should
very
know
proud
that.
of each of you.
Then you should know why he's not here anymore.
She couldn't see anything that happened in exile. She said that she was unable to scry you for a brief while.
Gonna say something along the lines. Maybe we shouldn't like backtalk the queen. Alexis.
Yes.
She
I'm
tells
sure
you
she
that
realizes.
as the alliance between Aethervale and Pendilor was formalized, stories began to spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom. Apparently, Amara shared what she was scrying with some people, and you are now well-known heroes throughout all of Pendilor, and even parts of Aethervale rally behind you as champions of our cause. You have saved the nation by leading us here. Thank you for your service. She says, to honor all of you, I have brought gifts.
You're saying my
I like
team's
gifts.
face is plastered everywhere?
Yes. You, King the Sword, are especially well known and revered.
Well, that doesn't help me at all.
Yes.
You know?
Is
King just like must.
try.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. Is Amara in the room with us?
She is not.
Damn it. Okay, please continue.
What were you hoping for?
I was because the last time Amara air quotes saw me, I was not me. I was a short, black-haired little Asian woman under a hat of disguise-ish, and I really just want to be like, because she didn't. It's like, oh, you kept better company. I just want to walk up to her and be like, hi. Guess what?
Surprise,
How do you
bitch.
like me now?
It's like, guess what? Do you know what my title is now? Do you know what I am? More important than you.
Wait, but what about? Damn, I wish Kel was here.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna share with you, we'll start with Kel. She asks where Kel is. Surely they don't fear me so much.
They're unconscious currently after a battle of wits. A magical battle of wits.
Interesting. And you've not been able to rouse them?
Not yet. I believe
Haven't
they're
had a
in
chance to.
We haven't really
Coma of some sort.
tried.
Yeah, I believe he
says
says
that
he
if-
wakes up in 2 weeks from today.
Nice, well done. She says, if needed, she's willing to have her cleric take a look at them.
Yes, please.
It would be appreciated, Your Majesty. I've done everything I could.
Either way, I find their practice disgusting and disturbing because of my own family's history with it. But I've made my peace. If their powerful weapon can be used to protect the kingdom, then, and she snaps her fingers twice, and one of the acolytes in the chamber unfurls a scroll and reads the royal decree. It is one of her first royal decrees as queen that grants Kel and Kel alone special dispensation to practice necromancy within the confines of Pendilor, a normally unlawful act.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh, I love that she was watching us for weeks going, that mother's practicing necromancy.
She then asks Leo to stand before her and take a knee.
He does so.
As not just a powerful warrior and a well-known hero, you are also one of my captains, I understand.
Yes, milady.
As is owed all captains in my armada, I name you Lord Leo Stronghammer, and she shows you a
Holy shit.
land deed. You have been granted 8 acres in the southern coast of Pendilor,
Nice.
making you an official Lord of Pendilor, and tells you that additionally, you are bequeathed a small forge and smithy within the city of Pendilor, the operation
awesome.
formerly known as the Blood, Sweat, and Gear.
I love it.
Dude, how many names is that for Leo now? He's like the
He is the collector of titles.
He's
Lord
Cled.
Captain
He is
Valkyrie, Vengeance of Ghost Punching, Leo
It's
Strong.
Lord Leo,
Lord Captain
Lord Leo, Ghost Puncher, Stronghammer,
Champion
Captain
of
the
Valkyr.
Zaz's Revenge, and the Killer of Chimeras.
And also the
Champion of Valkyr.
Yeah, that's the one. Champion of Valkyrie, yeah.
And
He
Champion
says,
of
"Ye-
Valkyrie.
yes, I'm quite sure you're a mouthful."
That's poor phrasing, but okay.
Might have been.
I'm you know what? It's the
Um,
queen. I'm gonna let it pass.
The sage that's standing beside her is kind of like shooing you off, like you're getting the red light and the crook, like it's your time here is done. The sage in her cabin asks which one of you is Alexis.
President.
Hands you a scrolled bit of parchment stamped with the wax seal of the Lyceum Academy.
Uh-oh.
The Athenaeum grants you the rank and privileges of Bibliosoph, with an assignment yet to be determined. And the Queen has established in your name the Black Talon Arcanum Prize, a gift to the most deserving and least wealthy student, granting them full tuition to one of the Lyceum Academy.
Ooh.
Least wealthy, huh?
You inspired the invention of scholarships.
That's what you focused on?
Sir, as someone who is going through college right now, I'm going to say this. You just got government grant money. You shut up and take
No,
it.
I know.
That, my friend, is called a Pell Grant.
Yep, I like it.
Is it a Kel grant?
uh,
Pendilor.
Read for you, the monks of your monastery discovered in your absence a notebook, an alchemical formula that you have been working on, but that required herbs and mineral components from all over the region that you had not had the time or means to collect. To show their solidarity and respect for you as an herbalist, they gathered together all of these components and manufactured your Reed's recipe of supreme healing,
Oh shit.
creating a potion of supreme healing. A one-time consumable potion that restores 8d4 plus 8 hit points.
Oh,
Damn,
man.
son.
Nice.
Actually, like strictly better than 4d8 because it means you could even roll multiple ones and still get more HP.
Wow.
For Zaz, she tells you that the citizens of Eros specifically recall stories of your fondness for candy. And while she was uncertain that was a reward worthy of you, she did the best she could and offers you this.
I hope it's a candy factory.
Is this
Ring pop.
Wait, is this a never-ending bag of candy?
Look at the taffy rope.
Dang. And also, that's so cool.
Chocolate rabbit. The rabbit is alive.
Wow.
Chocolate rabbit. That's
That's
awesome.
happy rope can hold 200
That means it
pounds.
screams if you bite into it.
Well,
This
don't bite
is-
into it.
This is exactly the sort of dumb, awesome
Chocolate
thing that I
rabbit?
want. Of
I'm
like,
not gonna not
this
bite
doesn't do a ton of cool stuff, except for the dragon drops, but it's so much fun.
Mhm.
Zaz immediately starts eating the non-magical part.
Nice.
For Jezza, she tells you that she had a hard time tracking down any family, but she did find a group of children who she looks to her advisors and he nods and she says, "Sponsor? They tell me that you're a
Good work.
master in your chosen monastic style of fighting. I spoke with Telim Fireheart, your instructor, and it seems as though you haven't actually been given the rank of master."
Oh my god.
At his request, I asked for your promotion, and he asked me to pass this along to you. You have proven yourself to be a master of your style.
Yeah.
You're on
That's
the
a lot of key
council,
points.
but you haven't been given the rank of
Wait, that's a lot of key points. Hold up, what?
+4 maximum key points. You have 12
That's a
key points
lot.
now.
Come on, how many attacks a turn does he get to do now?
Too many.
So try. When am I gonna get the cool belt that gives me a bunch of sorcery points?
He used to wear this. Joseph puts it on. It's a little too big, so kind of. But then I notice it kind of like conforms to my
Mhm.
shape. So
Hip
Yeah, now it's
hugging
the size
indeed.
of a wristband.
And lastly, Kig, the coordinators of Lowtown's Gladiator Arena. I believe his name was what was it? And the guy goes, Mumbles. Oh, right, Mumbles, I believe his name was. Collected winnings from all of the assorted champions for these last 4 weeks in support of their greatest fighter, and he made very clear also greatest investment. I don't understand that world. But custom forged this item. She presents it to you thusly.
I hope it's a crown of gold.
The Kig sword.
Nice.
No.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Requires entombment by a rogue. Sweet. Crafted right honoring the local hero of Lowtown is both light and deadly. This +1 longsword as a finesse property was considered a wounding weapon. Wow. Okay. Wow. Hell yeah.
That's super good.
That's awesome. Once per turn. Dude, holy shit. Yeah.
After that, after the rewards have been doled out, she thanks you for your service and asks if she can arrange transportation back to Pendilor for you. As now that the warships are here, the fight can begin.
Just one other thing. Can you please get my name and base down from the city walls? I don't need people to know what I look like.
She says, "Oh, I see. It might be, I guess, bad for business."
Yeah, bad for business. Let's say that.
She slyly kisses you on the cheek and says, "Stop being such a hero."
Oh hell yeah, that's the real
Oh, boy.
reward. Oh my lord.
Oh my
My boy
god!
King over
this
here.
is like Gimli asking for a bit of of the hair from the
Mhm.
Elf Queen.
And she gives him 3.
We'll end it here because I know everybody's tired and we're close to the end time, and the last 3 sessions have run over. Everybody's cool with it. We'll pause this role play and come back to it when we're in 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
All right.
that's cool.
Reminder: it is not Halloween, but it is close to Halloween on the 29th. I don't know if we are a diehard Halloween crowd, but it will be the 29th. So if anybody's got like 3-day weekend Halloween plans, speak now. But I think we should probably be fine.
I don't celebrate that devil's holiday.
I think I will be
I'll
around.
definitely be around.
Okay. Same rule as always. Then we'll plan on meeting the 29th at 6. If something comes up, just use Discord to figure it out. But my plan is to just keep playing unless we're down, 2 or more. We'll just deal with one player at a time if that has to happen. Real life comes first. Before anybody asks, I have been trying to keep the acquisition of magical items fairly symmetrical. So if you feel like, "Ooh, it sucks that I didn't get a magical item this time," it's not a slight against you. It's just that I'm trying to balance the scale so everybody has roughly the same number of magical items.
I did just get a magical tattoo and an awesome healing potion. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Unless anybody's got anything for me, I think good night and fare thee well.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna head back to my my assignment.
Exciting.
Got
Oh
this.
boy.
Broad strokes, if we don't mind. Let me stop the stream and we'll talk metagame for a second.
I love metagame.
We all do.